Ciao everyone and welcome back to a new video. So for today I will be drawing my original character Lucy, short for Lucifer actually. He is my view on the devil himself, let's say, themselves. I don't know their pronouns in the Bible, whatever. Okay, jokes apart. I've made my version of Lucifer a little bit more androgynous, even though he leans more on the feminine side with his pretty silky long hair. I don't know why I did this, because at first my idea was to make the usual cool, handsome, smexy original character based on Lucifer, and then he became like this ultra feminine who likes dresses and can don them pretty well actually. And yeah, actually I'm quite proud of the outcome of this original character overall. But anyway, I've had this idea for this drawing since a long time ago. I was like, I could draw him laying on roses or something, a flower bed or some sort, whatever. Then I wanted this to be, instead of roses, to have spider lilies. Yet from above they don't look as pretty as they do from the side. It would look a little bit weird to draw all of them from above. And so I changed it back to roses, as you will see once I will finish the drawing. I also created a brush for this actual drawing, which is all the roses bed that I've created at the end. I will put the actual brush down in the description, together with more information about this character, which is in my toy house, where you can find all of my other weirdos. My babies, also my weirdos, because I don't like having normal characters. Yay! At first, I wanted him to wear his usual clothes, but then I went for this lacy dress because I wanted to draw lace. I'm quite crazy and I like to torture myself, as you must know by now. Anyway, instead of using a brush, because Clip Studio Paint got brushes in the asset store for everything, I've decided to be even more crazy and do the whole lace thing all by freehand. Actually, it looks way more complicated than it is to draw a lace by hand instead of using a pattern or a brush or whatever. As long as you understand what's going on, most importantly, then you can pretty much do as I did, like copy the various flowers, paste, and then add the various other details, like I did with the necklace part, because this was some sort of lacy necklace with a chain that I found on Pinterest. And I kept the roses all over the lace in the whole design. So I had to make everything from scratch, let's say. I've just checked online on Pinterest mostly for some design for the dress, for the model, for the gloves, and this chain that I will never be able to think about actually on my own, because I never thought such a thing could even exist in real life. But it looks quite cool for a drawing. I don't know how comfortable it could be on person around your neck, but I'm not a lace person myself, because for me it way itches against my skin, but my sensory overload is another thing. But anyway, with this drawing I wanted to also challenge myself with the lace. I wanted to make something more detailed, but also staying a bit away from the classic boring mainstream designs of everyday dresses, because I don't find them fun at all. I need some pizzazz for drawing. Actually, I want to give more fancy fantasy style detailed thingies to all of my characters in this universe. I'm not saying I don't want to change all of my characters, because I go crazy. And if I'm not crazy yet, obviously. But anyway, for this universe, I want to make my characters more fantasy-like, fitting more the whole theme and whatnot. Like, for example, I have another character who's a werewolf. His name is Alfred, and he is a British man who loves tea a lot. And he has more of a steampunky style that I will draw him soon enough, once I get some inspiration about his clothing and whatnot. Then I have Lucifer, and after this drawing I had in mind to record a video about design another character. He is going to be Michael, the Archangel Michael, but then I got a commission, which I'm really happy. And so I will be making first a recording, which I actually already started at the time of recording this voiceover, and I started sketching. And so the next video will also be about a commission. Then the one after will be about Michael. I will design him, and he will have two versions. I want to mix up the human form with the biblical accurate angel form. I've already done on my sketchbook some sort of design for him, but it still needs some revisions and whatnot, and designing on paper is quite more difficult than doing that on digital, because on digital you have more freedom for deleting, moving, copying, pasting, and whatever. You can also copy paste the body and create different designs and compare them, maybe mesh them up, I don't know. Anyway, on digital it will be more easy for me, and so I will be doing it in a few weeks, because I don't know how much it will take me to complete the commission, the actual one I have to work on. And yeah, I don't know how long I will take to design my new character either, to be honest. Then I also have to design a few more characters, a few redesigns as well, so we will see what I can come up with. It all depends on my inspiration in the moment. Here I'm shading the dress. At first I wanted to add some lacing all around the a gown skirt. Yeah, skirt is called. I'm sorry, I forgot the name. Spring is coming and it's raining and my brain already stopped functioning. Anyway, I wanted to add some lacing all over the skirt as well, but then I thought it could be a bit too heavy on the design, so instead, after I was done shading, I decided to add some glittery thingies, which made the whole thing a little better. On the arms, I've added this simple golden bracelet because every design will show a detailed part on the part of the arm that in my drawing is actually hidden. So nothing would work out and I had to opt for simple one, sadly. Maybe in the future I will manage to draw something a bit more fancy on his arms. Also, other than Michael, I also designed another brother for my OC Lucifer, because Michael should be some sort of twin brother for him, obviously. But the other brother would be Jesus. I know it's weird to hear that Jesus became an original character. He belongs to one of my besties. And she commissioned me for designing him, and he is a surfer boy, obviously. A surfer who can't even drown because he can actually walk on water. He sounds dumb, but he can be smart if he wants to. And he's quite a cool guy, let's say. He got a funny way of speaking, all the surfer slangy things that it's hard to understand at times, but he's cool, come on. I really like it. The whole idea we made about everything, and it's fun to have my character linked to my friends as well. Actually, I'd like to make more connections with other characters too, but that all always come out quite randomly. Randomly. I don't know, I can speak. Oh, and also the white blonde strand of hair that you see on his hair is a remnant from his past blonde hair, because he used it to be an angel. Obviously, that part is about the same, and it's quite difficult to color because at times I use the multiply method. Other times I want to use the pick the color method, and so I have first to color the black part and then move to the blonde part too, and each method doesn't always come out right, in my opinion. Also, in the past I've designed Lilith as well, which isn't Lucifer's wife in this universe, but just best friend, and they work together in hell. She is actually the real ruler of hell, and yeah, there's not much to say about her. About she got quite the obnoxious son. When I say obnoxious, believe me, he is really obnoxious, and he doesn't speak, he just screams. And also he is a vampire and yada yada. But anyway, I digress. In the future I might draw more about them, and then I can perhaps tell the story a bit more accurately. I still have to draw that comic that I want to do either traditional or digitally, but I had changed some stuff about Silas, so I will have to change the actual planning of the comic manga pages. I don't know how to call that. And yeah, perhaps I could also work on other comic pages. I will see what I can come up with in the future, because I could do some for my characters to about specific parts of the story. Perhaps, I don't know, I will see my brain what will come out with. But anyway, I keep forgetting that I have a damn VTuber model that I made, that I spent time on, and I never use it because, as I said, I forget. Because it will make the voiceovers a little bit more fun. Obviously, I also want to make a design for a female version of my VTuber model, and also a model to sell. I have some thingies in my mind. I will see what I can come up more with. And yeah, that's also another thing I want to do in the future. One thing is for sure that drawing black lace is easier than the white one, because the shading on the white one is less noticeable, and also to make the lace pop out more on the top of the whole gown took me some trials, as you can see right now on screen. And yeah, I had to change it from basic lace to glittery lace, which actually was a good idea because I liked it more. And then I duplicated the lace and moved the second layer after I filled it with a solid color, and to make some sort of drop shadow thingy, whatever you want to call it. Also, I really like how I'm drawing so many flowers lately, and yet I really don't like flowers at all. I'm not a flower fan. I like seeing some flowers, like spider lilies or some other, which I forgot the name. I think in English is hydrangea. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Actually, I just listened to the pronunciation on the translator, which I do often to understand how to say something, because English pretty much doesn't make sense at all at times with the non-phonetic pronunciation and whatnot. I'm used to Italian, which is only phonetic. So if you read a letter in a way, it's always that way. It doesn't change according to the word that it is in. Blah. I keep getting my tongue twisted somehow lately. Anyway, here I'm creating the roses for the brush that I will be using after. I've recorded just one of the 4, 5, I don't remember how many I drew. I think 5 open roses and 2 buds. And I've recorded just one shading to show you the process and how I made them, because once I will use them for the brush, they will show less detailed somehow, because it's a cluster of flowers, let's say. And at first I wanted to make a whole flower bed, like the whole background just roses and roses and roses. But then I didn't like how the whole thing looked, so I ended up changing it, as you can see, as little spurs roses here and there instead, which I liked more. Also, I've placed a few that would overlap with the hair or the fabric to make the drawing look less flat. Then I decided also to add some petals here and there as well to give it more pizzazz. Like I didn't have already enough details. Just like last time in the previous video, I placed the whole speed paint from Clip Studio Paint time-lapse at the end of this video for a clearer view without the zoom in, zoom out, and all the movement I do all around my workplace. I can't just stay still without zooming or doing whatever else, also because my tablet, as I always say, is quite small, and this is a bad habit I've gotten through the years. But anyway, we are reaching the end of the video, and I thank you for sticking with me. Leave a like and subscribe, that it will help me a lot, a whole lot. And I'll thank you for watching till the end, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao ciao! Not me waving when I say that. Nope.